All right, what's going on, guys? We are back with another Dokkan battle video, and today we're going to take a look at some of the current best teams that you can run with Metal Cooler. So, Metal Cooler himself, a fantastic unit. I think everything he's doing is great. I think he gives some pretty good support with what he's doing with his super attack. He's got the good team saving kind of ability with that reinforcements, and he is kind of a as I've been calling it, a choose your own adventure style character, right? Where depending on what type of keys here you're picking up, he does different effects. He's got a bunch of different things he can be doing. My only gripe with this character so far has been his teams and trying to build out the perfect team in order to really help him out, right? So in this video, we're going to look at a couple of different teams that I've kind of played around with, ones that I like the most, and then ones that maybe we could see coming up here soon that would probably be even better to help him kind of run. So make sure you guys let me know down below what you guys think of some of these choices I'm picking here. Let me know what kind of teams you guys are running him on, and let's go and let's get this thing started. So some of the biggest things here, right? He leads Terrifying Conquerors, Power Absorption, but he needs Movie Bosses and Wicked Bloodline, right? That's going to be a big key difference here. So for Movie Bosses, Wicked Bloodline, he needs to have at least 3 in order to have his entrance animation, which is going to be huge because it gives him those additional attacks that he is going to need to hopefully become super attacks to then help his extreme class allies out. Then he gets some extra damage reduction here, which is obviously you want extra damage reduction in this game right now, right? So this other big key point here is per Movie Boss or Wicked Bloodline category ally on the team, depending which category has more, means it's not going to count both. It only counts one or the other, depending on which one has more. You need at least 5 of a specific category, either Wicked Bloodline or Movie Boss, in order to get his full passive from this. So we're going to look here a little bit at Wicked Bloodline. Not a very crazy team right now, which is very sad because you would think the strongest family in the universe, or used to be at this point, would be very, very powerful as a team. Frieza, a main staple in Dragon Ball. You'd think we'd have a better selection here, which maybe once we get a Planet Namek Saga celebration, we will, right? Get a final form Frieza, maybe a full power final form Frieza, whatever they want to do with it, and just add on to helping Metal Cooler out in the future. But for right now, let's kind of look at this. So we got Metal Cooler himself, his banner unit King Cold, which is actually a pretty decent banner unit as well. So them running together can be very good. You've got the AGL Golden Frieza, who can be very helpful. The Golden Frieza plus Gogeta unit is actually very good as well. So he is a kind of a must run on his team right now. Other than that, really not a whole lot of picks, right? I mean, you could run the full power Frieza, but I don't think you're really going to want to do that. The AGL Frieza, the one that sits in his pod, you can. He is an option, right? He's also on the banner, but I mean, you're not really running this guy. I don't really think many people are running this guy. It's very unfortunate that you already did the EZAs for these Metal Cooler units, the free-to-play ones, because this would be a dynamite team, dude. Run the Metal Cooler Army along with these guys here would be insane. So it would be nice if they did something with them during the celebration, maybe a newer versions, or break the rules and super EZA them. I don't see it happening. I don't think it's going to happen, but it would be a very good option for him. We are going to get the super EZA for the final form physical cooler though, which is going to be very good. So I'm very much looking forward to this. And then again, once we get the EZA for this cooler, the STR cooler, the physical Metal Cooler, this team's going to be off to the races. So I think right now, Metal Cooler Army himself, fantastic unit. I think it's just going to take a little bit of time for his team to really build, which again is another reason why you just kind of skip this, because he's not really usable right now. He'll be used in the future, but by that point, he's probably going to come back. So just keeping that out, throwing that out there. Then we look at the Movie Bosses category. I mean, you could run the new Beerus and the Beerus and Wii Super EZA. They are Movie Bosses technically. So, I mean, that does work if you want to do that. Garlic Jr. is actually a really good free-to-play choice to throw on his team. So I do really like this character as well. And then we go in here. I mean, we got the Golden Freezes again. You've got more of these guys. I mean, You could do Inchinemba. I think Lord Slug is a very good choice you could throw in there. And then you got a couple things in here, which I do believe we're going to get the Easy A as well for the physical Turles. And I think he would be very good on this team as well. Now let's look at a couple actual team builds. So I went ahead and went into Dokkan Stats, which is a fantastic site if you have not used it. I made a video on this site a while back, kind of talking about some of the updates that they did with it. And it's awesome, right? You can look up the different cards. You can do like different kind of calcs if you want to do that. You can look up tier lists. You can make your own tier lists. You can make your own teams. It's fantastic. So I highly recommend, if you're ever wondering how to build a team out, you got a team in your head, throw it in here, kind of look and see how they link up and how everything works, and you can kind of play with that. So this has been the team that I've currently been running with Metal Cooler, and honestly, it's worked out pretty good. The only issues I find with this is that everybody wants to get hit, right? So Goma wants attacks launched at him in order to get stronger. Metal Cooler wants the same thing. Golden Frieza wants the same thing. This Golden Frieza wants the same thing. Deborah does. Metal Cooler does. That is my only gripe with this team right now. Other than that, like, this team does very, very well. And the Metal Cooler Army himself does phenomenal on this team. I've never had an issue with him. Like, I've had issues with maybe other characters not dodging or not getting like the hits that they need. But this guy has had no issues. Like, I've been loving this dude. So this is one option that you can kind of run here. You can see how the links kind of work, and you can kind of play around too, right? So if you want to move these around, you can see how the linkage works here. So, and you kind of play around however you want to do it. That's the beauty of this site. You can just basically make your own teams up here. One of the other ones, you're going to see that these are, a lot of them are very similar, right? So we're going to have a lot of similar twos. Actually, I think this one's the same one. I don't know why I have the same one up here twice. Let's look at this guy. Oh, they deleted my teams. All right, so I gotta rebuild these. All right, give me a second. All right, so we got the teams kind of put back together here. Dude, I don't know why I had all these teams built out last night. I meant to make the video, and then I got very tired, so I pushed it to this morning, and apparently that was a bad move. So we built some of these teams out, and you're gonna see a lot of these teams look very similar. And really, I mean, that's just because, like I said, there's not much you can really do with his team right now. So if you look at like the first team we did, you're looking through here, you know, you got the support unit in there as well. The other team, I mean, you're basically putting in Garlic Jr. I think Garlic Jr. is a very good character, and I think he runs very well with the Metal Cooler. So you can definitely throw him in here. You know, if you don't have the King Cold either, you could basically just put back like the AGL Golden Frieza. You could throw him back in there. It's totally fine. Whatever you kind of want to play with, you can do that as well. I think this team works fine. I think the Garlic Jr. actually adds a lot of value to this team. So this one is a very good option to try to run here as well. If like you don't want to do this one, you don't have like the banner unit or anything like that, like you could run this one. And I think this would work out just fine because Garlic Jr. is free to play. So you can easily pick that guy up. Another one here, this is kind of a look into the future. So assuming we get the Super Easy A here, which I guarantee we will, I think this right here could be a very good team. And I think this is kind of what Metal Cooler is going to be built around, having this guy here, the physical Final Form Cooler. And as you can see, like the linkage here is just so much better. And we're going to have the Big Bad Bosses link in there. He's going to look very, very good. Depending on what he does, he's either going to be like a mainstay on the rotation, or he can definitely be a floater. So that way he can have a chance to kind of support both of like the Metal Coolers. And this is all just assuming you're running a Metal Cooler as a Metal Cooler Army as a lead. So, you know, you could definitely see this here. If you don't want to run Metal Cooler Army as a lead, you could run Goma. I mean, Goma is a Terrifying Conqueror's leader, so that would work and would encompass a lot of these characters as well too. So that is another option to kind of run here. You know, you kind of want, he can tank. He can be very good, especially that first turn with that extra damage reduction from his interest animation. But you kind of want somebody here that's going to be able to tank this stuff. So like Goma's very good at dodging. That's why we had Deborah here a lot, because he is very good at dodging. He can also take some hits after like his first turn once he really starts to get built up. Then you got like the Golden Frieza here. You could swap this guy out too, because he's very, very powerful. His first turn gets a little bit weaker as the as the fight goes on, but you could definitely throw him up there as a initial tank as well, and then either kind of flop around depending on how the actual team setup goes. This one here, I am just assuming that the physical Turles will get his EZA. This dude is good, and I think he will be very good once he gets his EZA. So one of the things I'd like to change is his entrance animation condition, because it has to be a Goku's category enemy or an enemy whose name includes Gohan Kid, which really sucks because he's giving extreme class support with this entrance animation. So this is like key. Like, you need this with him. So I'm really hoping they change this condition. I really do. Make it like, keep it there, but then say, or like X amount of movie bosses on the team, or if everybody in the team is extreme class, something like that, just to give this support would be huge. Would be absolutely huge, because I think this guy could be very, very good with a like decent EZA. And then you run him on the team. He supports the metal coolers very, very well. Again, we just kind of threw Deborah in here because he is, again, a very powerful character. But you could easily do this. You could swap him out. You could put like the banner unit back in there. Or I guess at this point, like, we know this dude's going to get his EZA, so we just keep this guy in there as well for some of these teams. So again, this is a little bit look into the future with this stuff here with the possible EZAs. But I think once these happen, this will be a very good setup. I think this will be very, very fun. So this next one here just kind of moved around a little bit. We took out Turles. We took out the physical final form cooler, which again, in the future, we can just throw him in. But for right now, Lord Slug could be a very good option here, right? Because you are getting that big bad boss's link as well with the Metal Cooler Army. And you just kind of have him floating around doing his thing. Lord Slug, basically you need 3 or more demonic power allies on the team. So with this one, actually it's not this team that I wanted to kind of put him on, but you could easily swap this out here. You could put in like Deborah wherever he might be. There he is. And then you just find like another demonic power character, and you really just like, dude, like him having his actual like thing up would be huge. So if we go here, let's do some demonic power. And this is just another way to kind of show you guys how to use this site too. So you could do this, throw Garlic Jr. in there, boom, there you go. This team, you've got these 3 guys who have demonic power in their categories. So that would proc Lord Slug's entrance animation, which is going to be very good. Create the domain. It's going to make the rest of the team very powerful. And it's overall, like, Lord Slug is just actually a really good character. Like, he really is. So I think having him here could be a pretty decent option, right? As long as you're kind of running that with, like, as long as you got the demonic power characters, right? Because you're going to want his entrance animation. Just throwing that out there as well, right? So this team could work. Still works well with Cooler because you do have some movie bosses here that you could use to proc his entrance animation, right? And then you still got these 4 guys here that would definitely help out with his passive, right? Then as we kind of move over here, this one I added in Baby. You know, if you have the Baby, you could definitely run him here because Metal Cooler Army is a Crota Body and Mind style character. So you definitely could run Baby alongside him. Again, he's got a lot of good links here. He's got the big bad boss link. Anytime you can connect this guy with a big bad boss character, you're in a good spot. I'll tell you that. So this team could work out very well. Again, we kind of just threw Turles on there, kind of expecting his EZA. Another way you can just do it is just use what we know is going to be coming is this guy. Absolutely dominate. Absolutely dominate. I think I have one more team pulled up here. Yeah, this is the Deborah team. A little bit of a like Majin Buu Saga style team. He works because he fits Deborah's full leader skill. But I mean, he's not very synergistic with this team. But it is an option. You can run it here. I don't recommend doing it, but you definitely could, right? Or you just have him kind of floating around and on this team. And I think you could do this. Do I recommend doing this? No, but it is an option. So I kind of just threw it on there as well. hopefully some of these teams do help you guys out with deciding how to run this character. Now, obviously, some of these are kind of looking into the future. So depending on when you're seeing this video, maybe we already have the Super EZA for the Cooler. Maybe we already have the EZA for the Turles. Who knows? But if you guys are watching this a little earlier on, these first couple teams are really going to be like your best bet, just because his options are so limited, right, with his team. It is the biggest issue with him personally. And it's just one of those things, man. So Dokkan's very, very good about releasing these characters who start off not having fantastic teams, but then over the course of the celebration, really build up their teams. Over the course of the next couple celebrations, usually you start to see characters released that run very well with some of these older characters that drop earlier in the year and just make them all around better. So I'm expecting the same thing to come from the Metal Cooler Army team. I think this right here works just fine. I think this one works just as fine as well if you do have the banner unit, King Cold. Again, you can swap out any of these guys for Garlic Jr. as well. Very fantastic free-to-play character. Highly recommend using him. He's very, very good. So hopefully this, again, is a good little look at some of the possible teams that you can run with Metal Cooler Army. Hopefully that helps you guys out a little bit here. And like I said, let me know what kind of team you guys are running, and let me know if this stuff is good, and let me know if you have any tweaks to make to this, right? If you're like, nah, dude, that team, don't do it, run this guy instead, drop that stuff down below, dude. I will definitely take a look at it, and I'll definitely try the team out, see how well they do. I love testing this stuff out, so it's very, very fun. This site, again, Dokkan Stats, is incredible to use and utilize to try to build this stuff out. See it before you use it, and then go out and kind of test it, right? So if you guys stick around to this video, I do appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out with me. Let me know what you guys think of these team builds for the Metal Cooler Army. Let me know if you think they're good, if they're bad. Drop it all down below, man. I'll take any and all feedback. But for right now, I think these are some of the best teams to run. And in the future, once we start getting these Super EZAs, once we get some of these EZAs, you can kind of plug and play with him a little bit better. And then hopefully we get some more Wicked Bloodline movie boss characters in the next couple celebrations. We'll see. Make them even better, right? Like, subscribe, do the thing, and I'll see you guys next time. See you.